MN12 Bird, Bluetech 7753, JLS 1114, you all have been absolutely fantastic in your help and your comments in the past couple of videos. I forgot to point out one very important component. I would like to have a notebook, and there's a very specific reason for that. I'd like to do more. My gaming is just going to be casual, and I'm about to show you here what type of titles I'd like to get. Tomb Raider Anniversary. For those of you who have not seen it yet, I've actually put up a video on this actually running on the Mac. There's a single level demonstration that Apple offers on their website that you can download and try. And I went ahead and demoed it. Now, I just wanted to go over real quick. This is my graphics setup. Intel GMAX 3100. 144 megs of VRAM. Bluetech had pointed out something about the L2 cache. I have no idea what my L2 cache is. It doesn't show it here. But that's basically what I'd like to. That's my specs, and again, I demonstrated Lara Croft Tomb Raider on here just to show you how it ran. Now, a lot of people have said that Windows does better for gaming. It also does better for my career. In the education sector, I know a lot of people are using Macs, but in my area where I'm going, which is teaching people with vision impairments, our population is 70% unemployed. When you have numbers like that, upfront cost is a heck of a lot more important than overall cost. Also, the agencies that cater to us, they often buy PCs because they're in contract with the manufacturers. I've never seen Apple actually contracting to any of our rehabilitation agencies. So we just get the PCs. So that's what I need to be familiar with, because that's what I'm going to be teaching if I end up teaching, when I teach technology in my job, in addition to Braille and daily living skills and all that. But games for Windows, Lara Croft Tomb Raider Anniversary is one of them. Rail Simulator is another. And an airline simulator is yet another. Now, the last two, the rail and airline simulators, as far as I know, are exclusive to PCs, which makes sense because they have the power to handle them. Now, somebody said, why don't you just look at consoles? Consoles have been my life so far, and it's pretty much 100% Nintendo. When you're looking at a console alone, I went with Nintendo because I grew up on Nintendo, and also compared to the three big ones out there, it happens to be the most affordable. Now, basically, what I would like to see in a laptop is something light. And when I say light, I mean light. Let me explain. I have a mild case of cerebral palsy, so I cannot carry heavy loads for long periods of time. For example, this past summer when we were traveling, I carried my MacBook, which is the absolute limit of weight I'd prefer. And on top of in addition to that, in the case, I had my Time Machine backup hard drive, my external mouse, a couple of games for my DS itself, my book player, and a case of DVDs. Now that pretty much when I was done, basically I just felt, let's just say I was glad to sit down. Okay, so something light. Now, as far as graphics, I really don't know what's out there, but I will tell you that the newer MacBooks are running the Intel NVIDIA. Did I say Intel? I'm sorry, NVIDIA GeForce 9400M as standard. So, essentially something that's not too heavy, something like the Toshiba L505 and L505D, that's the satellite series. The HP DB2 series, that's also something these are just general model numbers. You can look them up, and that's the type of system I'd like to have. I'm not going to have my bachelor's for a year and a half. Excuse me. And I'm sure by then we'll have a whole new set of models. But that type of notebook. And why exactly am I switching back to Windows? It's not just because of the games, but it's also for my career. When you're working with students whose population has a 70% unemployment rate, a lot of times you end up going for the upfront cost as opposed to the overall ownership cost. And a lot of our rehab agencies end up buying Windows anyway. So it's really better to know Windows than it is to know Mac. Yes, Mac is picking up in the community. but it still has a long way to go to really cater to us. And for us, a lot of us, $1,000 for a laptop is just too much. A lot of us, and plus the gaming laptops to the community, I'm partially sighted, okay, so I can do gaming. But when it comes to our gaming, we do audio games, and the lowest of the low PCs can handle that. So we basically go for budget rather than overall ownership cost. So it's best to know JAWS and Windows, so that would be something I would use in my job. Definitely looking for a notebook, because this way I can take it to and from, because I do, the place that I have to get my master's, my degree will not be available in my current state, so I do have to migrate to another state, so I'd be coming back and forth, between here and that state, holidays, and then obviously carrying the notebook to class, and I'm expecting a much longer walk than I have right now, depending on the university. So I'd like something light to cart around, something with Bluetooth, and the reason Bluetooth is because depending on how the gaming pads work out in the future, depending on what's available, I would like to pair a Bluetooth gamepad to the system because it's easier to do that than rather than having to tangle with wires on a plane, especially when stowing for takeoff and landing. But that's the type of notebook I'd like to have. Again, this is sort of future. This is the class of the models I gave you are class of notebook. The one thing that I will not, the one notebook that I will not tolerate is the Cosimo series gaming notebooks. Those are just way too heavy for my taste. I actually tried lifting one up today at the store, just to get an idea of the weight, and I just couldn't. I could see myself being able to lift it, but definitely not with one hand. It's not portable at all, and that's definitely not what I'm looking for. So basically, casual gaming, the titles that you've seen here, again, Tomb Raider, Rail Simulator. These are the types of things I would like to play on here, plus maybe a racing game or three. So yeah, basically casual gaming. So in terms of my current specs, how does that stand for that? Especially on the Windows side, because I do have Windows 7 as a demo, as a beta, and I'd like to try and possibly switch over to a full copy when it's available. How would games like this run on Windows? And again, Intel GMAX 3100. Thank you for watching. Comments are welcome. I have to hurry up with this because the last one ran over. Insults against me will get you blocked. Again, MN12Bird, BlueTech7753. Everybody, thank you very much for your help. Keep the input coming. I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Comments are welcome, and have a nice day.